thought this last week tell you where these guys are at right now with 16 games left?
I don't know if there's any real long-term indication. I mean, it's we've stayed in the fight. That's the biggest thing. So, and day to day, that's the most important thing. One of the things talked about with the group, at this time of year, everybody wants to be playing in meaningful games in terms of the standings. Well, that's our situation is a little bit different. So we gotta we have to find meaning in everything we do and in every day. And as I said, our guys have done a good job staying in the fight here. If I look over the last month, I was really disappointed with the game back at the end of February, the game in San Jose. I thought we had a good start to that game, and one or two things went wrong, and we went away in that game. I believe that's either 11 or 12 games ago. I haven't felt that way about our group since that point in time. We're probably somewhere around 500 in terms of wins and losses, but our effort, our arrival at the battle, our fight has been good, and that's what we talk about every day, making sure that remains.
Speaking of meaningful games, the 3 games you have this week are against teams that are fighting for their playoff spot. Do you think that influence you guys as far as the intensity of the game?
Like I said, everybody's got to find their own motivation. And that's I guess I won't really tell you what we talk about in behind closed doors, but competitively, yeah. If I would imagine that gets the juices flowing a little bit. But as I said, individually, everybody's got to have their own motivation, and collectively, the things we talk about in our dressing room in terms of who we want to be and what we want to be about are the most important things.
Looking to go with
Yes, Dreeks tonight. Yes.
How has it impressed you at all with the roster turnover you had at the deadline, that the group stayed together as strong as they have with the new guys coming in, just the roster turnover, and then it seems to still be there for you?
Yeah, realistically, we lost nearly a third of our lineup at that point in time, and obviously there's new faces, in the dressing room. We've got to believe we have 3 guys tonight that have probably seen the building for the first time on our side of the dressing room. So those are all challenges, and that probably greater than that, leadership structure changes, right? Not just new faces. When your entire leadership structure changes, that to me is the first thing that comes to mind. And as I said, we've been able to. Our guys have done a really good job of staying together, showing up on time, and they've been in the fight. So, those are things that's why I talk about it on a day-to-day sense. Those are things that we have to pay attention to. We have to strive for and push for every day, regardless of new faces or not. That's we got into our video meeting today, and I talked to some of our older guys just before we got into it. I said, if you've seen these clips before in training camp, or you feel like you have, it's a little bit the case. I feel like we're making sure we hit home on all those basic areas. And make sure that new chemistry has a chance to come together with simplicity of systems in front of them.
On that leadership front, with Gio obviously going out, have you seen anybody grab that baton and try to run with it? Maybe a little bit more?
Nobody I'm willing to speak to yet. Are there signs? Absolutely. You don't have to look a whole lot further. I would, first of all, I'd pay attention on the ice and see some of the guys that are the drivers on the ice, that are consistent, that are there every time, that at times are even dragging other guys into the fight. Those are good indicators of probably the guys that are being looked to in the dressing room. Inside of our dressing room right now, I don't think it's about guys that make the best speech. I think it's about guys that go out, have a purpose to what they do. They're ready to go, and as I said, they're the ones that are leading us into that fight every night.
Among those new guys who will play tonight for their first time, Daniel Sprong had a good shot, and you mentioned the culture he took away from Washington, playing around guys like Ovechkin, Backstrom. What have you noticed as a coach with what he's brought here, with his daily habits, or even just with his play impacting others'
Well, Spronger's a guy that, you know, he's obviously this is a new opportunity for him. So for me, it's it's about an opportunity to show exactly who he is, to prove that he can be a 200-foot player, to prove that he can be, you know, a grinding player in all the right spots. To this point, you know, he's 2 games, 2 goals. So we know he can score. You don't have to look too long, and you know, through a practice or a morning skate or a game to know that, you know, he has a weapon in terms of being able to score in this league. So for me, you know, it's not necessarily what he's bringing from another place. It's what he's going to be here. And you know, there's 16 games remaining to do that every day and do that in a 200-foot sense. Yeah, I was involved in all different areas. It was one of his more physical games. He was impactful offensively. You know, probably at the end of the day, though, you know, I look at his intensity and just, you know, the overall intensity and jump in his game. You know, it was at a really good level the other night. So that's wonderful, and he deserves praise for that. There's also a bar set there that we need to have, as you know, and again, we're talking about structures changing, right? Opportunities changing in a lineup. You know, that can be an indicator of the level of play that he's capable of bringing night in and night out with that type of responsibility.
Speaking of Drieger from earlier, I mean, he looked sharp the other night, but he also hadn't played in 18 days. Is there something behind that lack of playing time that he's been getting, or is the team trying to work with him on some other stuff, or is it
You earn your playing time. I don't know what else you want me to say. That's why he's playing tonight. Played well the other night. Won a hockey game. Deserves to go back tonight. I mean, this is not everybody gets to play for free. Like you earn your playing time, and that's what we're continually making sure that we're instilling in everybody. And you know, a lot of times it seems like, you know, we don't want to talk directly about, you know, the goaltending position and things like that. So I won't get into it much more, but everybody earns their playing time. And, you know, with the nature of the schedule before, if you look at, you know, the breaks in the schedule and things like that, there weren't any spots where there was a back-to-back where we needed to use both guys. So we played the guy that we thought gave us the best opportunity to win. You know, Dreeks got the opportunity the other night, made good on the opportunity. He was good. He played really well. He made key saves, and down the stretch, he continued to, you know, he kept the puck out of the net. So he earned a start tonight. And that's pretty exciting. You know, we hope that can build and that swagger can grow in him, because that's a big part of his game, is the compete, the battle, the swagger, right? So we want to see that continue to grow, and he's got a good opportunity to do that tonight. Great. Thanks.